Similar and hello, welcome to the first ever episode of the Adulting Podcast. Anyway, this is not your average podcast. I'm going to tell you why. Because I know you guys are going to say another podcast in the streets were tired. This is not your average. The Adulting Podcast is about, having conversations about navigating life as an adult in the entertainment industry. We're going to have conversations about exposure, exploitation, the legal side of the entertainment industry, behind the scenes, in front of the camera, everything, professions, all of the professions throughout the entire spectrum in the entertainment industry. That's about that. And we want to talk to industry professionals, people telling us about their experiences, and just Rabulela is not that hectic, it's conversations. And before you, young intronyana, if you don't know me, you will know me. And I am a vet graduate. I studied theatre and performance for 4 years. I am a director, content creator, model, MC, presenter. And now I'm podcast. But I'm not writing solo. Powerhouse. Alright. Creative force. He does brand development. He's into events. Also a DJ. Also, what don't you do, Papa?
There's nothing I don't do.
Oh.
Nothing.
It's your words. There's nothing you don't do.
Also, why are you talking like that?
How am I talking?
I don't want to go on the
That's how I talk. That's how.
That's the right. That's okay.
Anyway, so I want to know, how did you feel about being... So this is my co-host, right? How did you feel when I asked you to be my co-host?
I don't know how I felt, but I knew that it was going to happen. There's no one else that can do this.
I know.
It's me, I'm the guy. No, seriously.
Are you being for real right
Yes,
now?
No, for real. Because it's like, everyone else is going to come with first of all, they were going to invoice you. I'm not getting paid for this, guys. Let's just put that out there.
For now.
No, Police is not paying me for this. This is how it's supposed to be in the industry. I feel like when you asked me, I really was like, it's another opportunity for me to speak on industry as well as speak to things that need to be spoken about that I've also wanted to speak about on platforms like this for a very long time. So actually, I was honored. I was quite honored to be part of it. And I think my most prominent feeling was pride. Not my own pride, but I was proud of you for doing this. So well done.
Why were you proud? I talk too much.
Yeah, you talk a lot. It's funny, like, I know that you're doing a lot of things, but now this is actually doing something. So yeah.
Thank you.
I felt proud. There you go.
Like a proud animal.
Yeah.
Oh. Guys, they always tell me, I'm yep, talk too much, YFM. Sort of like, it's still a competition, so hopefully they'll choose me so that I can talk there and not in his ear.
Yeah, but we're not advertising YFM. Yeah, thank you. They must pay us.
Anyway, so I know you've been in the game for over 12 years, right?
So anyway, I didn't get an introduction, it was very rude of Palisa. I'm Don MALEMA. I am an event producer, an all-round creative type of individual. I do a lot of brand work, I do a lot of eventing, festivals to be specific. I produce festivals for a company called G&G Productions. They've been in the game for many, many years. The longest standing festival is Rage Festival that happens at the end of the year for the matriculates. That's our pride and joy, but we'll get into all of the other stuff later on.
As we go forward. Yeah. Alright, so you've been in the game for 12 years, so I want to know, how do you feel, you've already answered that. So now you have experience in entertainment, in product development, right, and tourism, right? So I want to know, with you, right, do you think, as someone who wants to go in that space, do you think I should go to study for that? Should I go and apply, go to an institution and learn and get a textbook, or is it learn on the job in the street? So it's like a theoretical versus practical question to you.
It's a difficult one to answer just like off the bat, because I went to university to study tourism and hospitality management, and in there's event organizing and so on and so on. But I'm a practical human being, so I can't give you an answer to give everyone a blanket answer to say, no, don't go to university. I personally was in university and I left because even my lecturers were like, you have more practical skills. I'm an entrepreneur by nature. It's like, even if I try and be like some type of academic individual, I'm also dyslexic, so it's very difficult for me to actually comprehend and read and write for a long period of time. So the thing that's university and tertiary education did teach me was that when you have tasks, there are deliverables, and there's specific times that you have to do things, and that's pretty much the only thing that I learned from university.
The only thing.
Literally the only thing.
Crazy.
Because you can't put me in a class of 500 kids and tell me that I'm unique. I mean, that's bullshit. So how can you be unique?
You don't believe that. You
No,
don't believe that.
there's 500 of us. What do you mean I'm unique? There's lots of us here. We're all unique in our own way, but yes, but how does that set us apart? I think setting us apart came from the fact that when I left, I decided I'm going to go straight into industry. I was already in industry at that time. I used to be in Braamfontein a lot with the group called Boys and Bucks.
Oh, nice.
They literally like always used to take me under their wing. Grateful to those guys for many things. A lot of them put me onto quite like big projects, small projects, just projects in general. They gave me opportunity, and I feel like nowadays people aren't really able to just plug into those opportunities because a lot of people are gatekeeping things.
Sure.
And
they
I don't.
must get paid.
Yeah, and they must always get paid. But I've been in industry for 12, 15 years, but I've worked 70% of that was for free. I did 70% of that. So for like 8 years, I was doing a lot of free work. I had a job while I was at university, and I was making juice in a juice store in Melville, a place called 27 Boxes. I was doing that so that I could have money to do creative things, to do the things that I really like to do. So to really nail onto the question as if you should go into industry or if you should go to university, I think if you have the opportunity to do work off the bat, do it 100%. Always do the work and do free work. Work for free. Don't be afraid. Yeah, don't be afraid of doing free work and actually putting yourself out there, networking, and getting into the right spaces. But 100%, I think if you have the ability and the funding, because it's also very expensive, to go to a tertiary institution, do it, because then you'll have both under your belt. Sometimes I wish that I could have completed my studies and worked at the same time, but I took on way too much and I needed to be in industry. No, definitely not. Being ADHD, you can't really balance work, life, and still trying to chase your dreams. You really need to have a very strict regimen. At the time, I was training a lot, and I knew that in the morning I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to gym, I'm going to then come back home and just sit on my phone and not just sit and scroll and like do random stuff, but actually send people emails, text people, what are people doing, looking at what events are happening, calling the event organizers, can I come there,
You put yourself out there.
Definitely. Can I come and sit at the door? Can I do tickets?
Whatever there is
on it, yeah. So I did that for a very, very long time, and that just got to the point where
started getting paid.
Yeah, eventually.
Sure. So then, would you say, I hear doing the work for free, but would you say you will feel when you should start getting paid? Is it that chat or your work will speak for you?
I think it's they can live symbiotically. I think when you get to the point that people actually respect you as an individual, they'll also start to respect your craft.
Sure.
Because you can be good at a lot of things, but if you can't do those specific tasks or whatever people task you to do, if you can't do those things properly, they're not going to pay you. But if you start to do things at a certain level, eventually you can just be like, I'm going to start invoicing people for certain things because now you're paying for my time. So nowadays, when I'm invoicing people for things, and especially from a production perspective, because I do a lot of sound setups and staging and lighting and so on. When I'm invoicing people for time, they're always like, "This is so much." I'm like, "You pay for my time, firstly, and then you're paying for the actual equipment to be there, and then there must be a team. So those people too work for free. So if I'm able to say, okay, I can get a certain amount from this job, obviously then I'm going to put everyone that I know onto that thing too. Sure. So it's not only about me. I've done the work so that I can also put my friends and family on. And when I'm saying friends and family, I'm not going to put any Tom, Dick, and Harry onto the thing because I don't know them. I don't know what they're capable of. So the same way that I had to work to a certain point to know that, okay, I need to be getting charged for this. I even spoke to people in the industry to be like, how much do you charge as a producer? How much do you charge to be a sound engineer, lighting technician, and I got that information. I saw the list of skills that you needed, and I said, okay, cool. Let me hone in my skills. Once I get to a certain point, I can then start putting the portfolio together of all the work that I've done and start moving forward. And only from then you really start getting paid for stuff.
Then you deserve to get paid.
No, then you have to get paid. Not about deserve. You have to.
You have to get paid.
You have to get paid. When you've got a certain amount of work under your belt, you gotta pay people.
Alright, so guys, get rid of it. Raboa shut. And it is tap. I'm so done, Malema. Yes. I know you've produced as an event producer, powerful and big events like the Balkan Mix Africa, Rage Festival, Luxurious Marble Circus, Balito Big Week, Shimza and Friends. So you know what you're talking about.
Yes.
You have experience. Mm-hmm. So what are the top 2 things I should know as an event producer and event manager?
Definitely to have a very big network of a lot of people, so multifaceted individuals, like the people behind the camera. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out,
definitely people from visual, food, beverage, everybody. You need to know a lot of people. Yeah, the network needs to be really big. And the other one is definitely, I'm going to change it up a little bit, time management.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Time management is key.
Okay, are you telling me I don't? Okay, sure. Okay.
They said I must come out and drive, so I'm drive now.
No, okay, cool. Time management and a powerful network. Yeah. Okay, so now to create the best events, what is your source? Where do you draw from?
Sure. So I've been sober now for almost 3.5 years.
Nice.
When I was producing back in the day, my source was definitely shrooms and a shitload of whiskey. But that didn't last long. It's not sustainable. So my source now is definitely engaging with a lot of different people and having conversations with them, and then going back and talking to myself about different things that haven't been done. Also watching a shitload of YouTube all the time.
About events?
Yeah. Not anything. So anything
sure.
creative. So if it's even like shop fittings, or if I'm watching stuff, I watch a lot of 3D rendering. I watch a lot of like mall designs, architecture. That's just from a set perspective. And then when it comes to like obviously the music and sound, I'm always tapped in with music. I'm always tapped in with like different types of technology, what the best gear is to use on set, out of set, or so on and so forth. So yeah.
Okay, nice. So what is the craziest thing you've experienced at an event? Like, this is crazy.
This one is disgusting, but this is the craziest one I've ever had before. Someone's Uber didn't arrive on time.
Okay.
They cancelled it.
Female?
Yeah, female.
Okay.
They cancelled it and came back into the festival.
Sure.
And I went on stage just to like do like checks or whatever, and people are partying, whatever. And then all of a sudden there was an opening, like in the crowd. The same girl, I swear, kid you not, the same girl, she literally, she took a shit on the dance floor, basically. And yeah.
Sorry.
It was crazy.
Why?
I don't know, she couldn't hold it. And we had to get the cleaning staff to come through and obviously clean it up. And then we got the bouncers to come there. And then I called the medic because I thought there was something
wrong.
Something wrong.
Sure.
And she just said to the medic, I just needed to use the toilet and there was no way to go
out of the crowd.
So she was like, fuck this, I'm doing it right now. And she just...
Wait, first of all, to go back, how did you know that her Uber...
No, I was when I'm at an event, I'm always
you're everywhere
all the time.
That's a must.
For me, yeah, that's just my own personal way of doing things. Because I need to check on literally everything all the time. Because doing events, you have to make sure people are safe. It's the number one thing, and you have to make sure that things are running smoothly. Because the type of events that we host, especially for G&G, we want to create experiences that last a lifetime. We want to create goosebumps around the world and in South Africa and with any events that we have. So my main priority is always to make sure that I'm checking everything, to make sure everything is pristine. And automatically I was outside and I just saw this person like complaining to her friends, and then they all went back inside. But
And she was alone.
No, she was with her friends.
Like they left her.
No, they were all outside.
Okay.
And the Uber didn't arrive.
And then they all went back
And then they
inside.
all went back inside. This was not a G&G event. This was another event. I won't mention the
It's fine.
event's name. But yeah, it was back in the days. Also, I was also tripping that time because I was the shrooms were inside. But yeah, I also saw from that you need to be extremely tunnel vision and focused. But that was the craziest thing.
Magaga.
Yeah, on the dance floor. It was going down. And I think there was even Gom playing. So it must have just came outside. It was crazy. It was really.
Now you've made a name for yourself.
Don't say that. Now people are gonna ask. No, don't say.
What?
Yes,
What?
We get paid for our services. Yes.
How?
Now, yes.
Canting 10.
No, it's fine. Continue.
Alright. Do you believe that you get enough credit for the work you do and have done?
The people that give me the most credit are my friends, my closest friends and family. People in industry, whether they give me credit or not, I'm not doing it for them. I never had a plan B. I knew that I wanted to be in the entertainment industry, and I do it for passion. I love what I do.
Plan A is plan A, and you went to plan
I
A.
had no other options. I knew that this is the path I wanted to go into. One day I want to have a festival of my own, and there was no other option. So the credit comes from, I think, and just to get a little bit spiritual about it, is the credit I get comes from my higher power. God gave me this gift, and that's all the credit that I need.
That's the only validation you need is from God.
Nothing else. And my dog, obviously. She's happy when I come home after
Sakura.
weeks and weeks and weeks of not being at home. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Before you ask what's Sakura, the name of
Sakura is a cherry blossom. New beginnings. That's the name of my dog. She saved my life, by the way, but we'll get into it.
We'll get it. We're gonna see him more and more. Okay. So now, tradition for the Adulting Podcast, right? You're gonna choose one of any paper. The 3 pieces of paper.
I just told you I'm dyslexic. You want me to read? Oh, okay.
Do you want me to read for you?
No, it's cool.
So you're gonna read the question and answer.
I can read. I can.
You can read, guys.
I have to do contracts and briefs. I can.
Sure.
So please
read the question. Okay.
Yes.
And answer.
Events or DJing?
Yes.
This is a double-edged sword. I love both of them.
No, you have to choose one.
No. I can't choose one.
Why? That's the whole point.
Fuck.
3, 2, 1.
Events.
Why?
Because then I can DJ at the events. Yeah.
Okay, when you
So if I had to choose, my answer is I would do events any day over DJ, 100%. Why? Because it's sustainable. There'll always be another DJ. But the event producer will always be the same until you retire. So for me, I always look at things from a longevity perspective. So events, that's my answer.
That's the answer. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Okay, this was a beautiful episode. This is the Adulting Podcast, the podcast you didn't know you needed. And ratobeta, you know, and you will see powerful. Don Malema, any closing? Also, can you see his station?
Yes.
And my station?
So
versus.
we're there now, Chair. That's what you need to do in order to be an adult. You need to find your. Otherwise, you're gonna go crazy.
So is this gonna be your?
Especially in this industry. Now every week I'll have a new. Because we just got back from Hong Kong, you know. Out and about with the S.W.A.N.K boys. You understand? To go and check out an event.
Okay.
Again, we're doing the thing. We're pressing the buttons. So there'll be a new one. I actually got a tattoo like this on the back of my neck. But yeah, anyway, we'll talk about this. ADHD is kicking in.
It's fine. I'm saying we are. Anyway, we're gonna be seeing new. What do you call it?
Objects.
New objects every week. You're gonna be seeing books and water from me every week because why? I don't know why.
Because you went to university and I did the practical.
So I only have theoretical here.
That's what it is.
But that's tapping into the next person I'm going to be talking to. So episode 2, watch out because practical, theoretical, it's loading. Thank you so much.
Combination.
Right, thank you everybody.